Hello everyone, I am Andrew Dornan, also known as the 12th Kind here on YouTube, and today is, well, it's another update video now. You're probably tired of these, and honestly, part of me would say I'm tired of making them too, but this time around, it's a bit different, and I'll explain why in just a minute. A thing that's different about this update video as opposed to the others is I actually have, oh hello, I have a notebook that's falling apart. I have notes. I'll be referring to these a lot, so I'll just put them down there. The thing you're probably interested the most is the two Let's Plays that are currently under hiatus. I went ahead and marked these as hiatus just so there's no confusion and just to be like, hey, I can't make videos right now, but they're still ongoing, if that makes sense. They're ongoing, but they're not, so I marked them as hiatus instead of paused or something, just to clear the air. Those will be returning mid to late May, which is not that long from now. It's just a couple of weeks away. Alright, I think that's everything I wanted to say for this particular note. That's all I have in my notes. So let's move on to the next topic. The next topic that I'm going to be discussing today is future Let's Plays. Now, I put on my Patreon, if you saw there, that like I would discuss like future series with patrons. Well, I don't have any patrons, so all of this is like free and open information. Until we hit that $25 a month goal on Patreon, then it becomes private information once again. But the next two Let's Plays that I plan on doing after LEGO City Undercover and Star Trek Conquest, the main Let's Play is going to be Metroid Fusion. It's the first Metroid game I ever owned, and it's also the first Metroid game 100%ed, so that'll be a lot of fun to go through that and be like, you know, as a kid, I remember these things and those things, and it'd be a lot of fun to share those memories with you. The side Let's Play is going to be Bakugan Battle Brawlers. I'm going to be using the Wii version, just because, you know, even though I also have the DS version, I don't have any way to effectively capture the DS, and so I figured I would capture the Wii version. While graphically, the Wii version is better and it has more voice acting, I feel like the DS version is superior, and the reason why I feel that way is just because of the fact that I can take in, I can play, you know, Bakugan while I'm like on the toilet or in the shower. I can't do that with the Wii version, but nevertheless, I'm going to be using the Wii version for this project, just because, you know, it's a convenience thing, and it also will look nicer than some of the versions that are currently available. Those will be starting maybe end of June, somewhere in July. I'm having a hard time projecting where LEGO City Undercover is going to end because it's a very long game. It supposedly takes 48 hours to 100%. And of course I'm going into it blind, so it may take me longer, but I do plan on doing a lot of stuff off screen, as well as recording hour-long episodes for LEGO City Undercover, so it just depends on how many more episodes it's going to take. So with that taken care of, we're going to jump into topic number 3. Alright, topic number 3 is not a topic that most people like to discuss or want to hear, and that's changes. There are definitely going to be some changes coming to this channel. Nothing too major, but it's kind of how I'm restructuring things, because I want to make more videos that are more than just Let's Plays, and I also want to keep like a divider between content that I make for myself, which goes onto this channel, and stuff that I make for Fancyman Productions, which is the stuff like the video game sketches and all the stuff that I've set aside as this is stuff for Fancyman Productions, this is stuff for me. And one of the things I've set aside for me is a series wherein I make cosplay. For the longest time I've been toying with the thought of making, you know, different pieces of cosplay and taking them to conventions. Most recently, I got the plans to do a Papercraft Brotherhood of Steel Power Armor set, and I really want to do that. I just need to. I've got the program installed that can view and print the files, and I've got all the files that I need. I just need a day to where I can like sit down and figure out how to make, put it all together, what type of adhesive to use, and all that fun stuff. That is going to be what kickstarts this whole cosplay series. I haven't gotten a finite idea down, but what I do know is what I want to do with this is I want to have a series wherein I go over every single step of making the particular cosplay, and what this series could be is it could end up being a series of series within a series. So within the whole, let's make cosplay or Cosplay Fridays or whatever. I haven't figured out a name because I'm terrible at naming things. That's why I love Let's Plays. But anyways, the whole series about making cosplay could have a mini series within that where the first 10-15 episodes is the process of where did I find it, all the prep work beforehand, if it took me so long to nail down an idea for it, and then goes on to actually printing out the materials and making sure you have all the supplies needed, like ink for your printer, paper, all that fun stuff, and then going on into constructing it and painting it and adding your own details with either extra stuff to hold it together or extra padding or something. And then once that's done, then there's going to be a break where I try to plan out the next cosplay piece, and I do that, and this will all be on this channel because I wanna do more than just Let's Plays, because my passion for gaming is not just contained within playing the games. I also want to dabble with making them and also making costumes based off of things from video games, like in this case, Brotherhood of Steel type of power armor. I just forgot that there's going to be a new schedule. It's going to be a lot easier to stick to than a daily schedule, particularly with how my workload is probably going to be this summer, and that's the main Let's Play is going to be recorded, edited, and uploaded, and its upload days are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is different than the original schedule of Mondays and Fridays with the side Let's Play coming out on Wednesdays. This time around, main Let's Play, like I said, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're probably wondering, where does the side Let's Play come out? Side Let's Plays come out on Sundays. I'm thinking either a set time for all of them, or maybe have the side Let's Play come out in the morning or in the afternoon, right after when people typically get out of church, or something to that extent. On top of that, because we've got Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday freed up, the cosplay series will probably go somewhere within there, like maybe on Saturdays or on Thursdays or on Tuesdays, and then whatever else I want to produce for this channel, that'll go on the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday slot, whichever is open. So that is actually all I have for changes, and now we are going to move on to our next point. So this point is called, in my notes, just goals. And recently I discovered that the wonderful people over at the Filmora.io forums, I'll have a link to that placed down in the description below, they made a handy toolkit and kind of like the ultimate guide for YouTubers, like the do's and don'ts of YouTube, and things that touch on every genre that they know about, that is feasible and people actually watch on YouTube. One of the things they released is this this toolkit. This is in black and white. It's actually I just printed it out in black and white because my printer's low on magenta, but it actually don't let this fool you. It's actually on the document. It's got a very pretty shades of magenta and pink and red. and it looks wonderful. I just print it out in black and white, like I said, because I'm low on my reds and my cyans, so I decided to use up the insane amount of black ink that I have and use it on this. One thing about this toolkit, it's called the Tools to Grow Your YouTube Subs, but what I really liked about it was this page right here, the first official page. You can't really see it, but it's a my goals thing. There's only 4 goals on here, which is fine. It's just to get you started. Like, all of this right here is to get you on the path to move forward. But you know, you've got your 4 goals, you know, any action steps that you need, so like what exactly, you know, requires these to come about, and then also there is a completed by where you can select, you know, a week, a month, 6 months, a year, and you can also put in a specified date, or you can just not check any of them if it's not within your very specific time frame, and you can just put a specific date on there. I have filled out all 4 goals. The first one is finishing up the 2 current projects. The second one is something for Fancy Man Productions, but I decided to put it on here as well, just so that way, you know, I've got stuff on here. I've also got a thing where I want to make a new Patreon announcement video. I'm probably going to use this camera right here. And then also, number 4 is what we just talked about, which is the cosplay series. So when you also, if you want to know where to get that, all you have to do is go to the Filmora.io forums. You can create an account if you want. I highly recommend it. It's a wonderful community. But then there is a tab somewhere up in the banner that says like get more subs, and you're like, whoa, and you click on that, and it's like the complete ebook, and there's a link for that and a link for the toolkit. So you can just download those, print them out, and they're very interesting reads, and I especially recommend the toolkit if you're someone like me and you need a physical checklist for a lot of things. I highly recommend that as well. So with that taken care of, we're going to be moving on to our final point. Alright, so my final point here just says blog, and I wrote that down because I actually run a blog. I use WordPress to host it, and I originally created it as part of a course. I think it was called Fundamentals of Digital Online Media, and at one point they said, you know, this is your website project, and I was like, oh, are we going to build a website from scratch? And they were like, no, you're going to use WordPress and have a blog. And I went, oh, okay. And at first I was like, I don't know, but then I thought about it for a while and I went, no, that's actually a really good idea. So I've been using it fairly consistently, asterisks, throughout not only this past semester, but I'm using it again this semester, and I think it's a wonderful way to get a behind the scenes look as to what really is happening, because I don't necessarily convey everything on a video because there's only so many minutes you can put into a video before people are like, alright, I'm done clicking away. So I have a blog, it's called The Road to Business. I'll have a link down in the description below, theroadtobusiness.wordpress.com. I've been putting a lot of my heart and soul into it. There have been a couple of posts that were specifically required for class, and it's obvious because I'm like, this post is required for class. But also because the tone is a little bit different. Although between the 2 that were specifically required for class, the one that I enjoyed making the most was definitely the how I make thumbnails post. That one just, you know, putting, not only making the slideshow, but also recording it all and then going in and making the time lapse of making both the thumbnail and the slides for the slideshow, which is, I don't know about you guys, but for me it's incredibly like satisfying to watch and see it, you know, at the start and see it at the very end, and it looks phenomenal. So I recommend that you check out that blog. There's a link down in the description below. And one quick note that I didn't put in my notes but I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna continue with the blog, however, I see fit, stuff about Fancyman Productions, stuff about this channel, anything gets put on the blog. None of it is locked behind a Patreon paywall or anything like that. It's just, I don't want to say like my public journal or my public diary, but it's kind of what it is, and I feel like, especially right now, it's a good source of information as to why things have been delayed when channel update videos aren't necessarily enough. Because a channel update video, I feel like I have to put it out right away, whereas these posts I can take a whole day to sit down and work on it on and off throughout the day and see what works and what doesn't. So with that out of the way, all of those points taken care of, this is where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share it on social media, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can click that bell icon to be notified. It's going to be a while before I start producing content regularly again, so I would advise maybe going ahead and clicking the notification icon just in case you don't get surprised whenever I start uploading again, because when I start uploading again, it'll be in full swing, and I will be sticking to my guns and staying to that schedule. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.